Is this a major net positive for these Japanese car makers then?
Good morning, Sherry. Yes, there's growing perception here that the industrial action in Detroit is likely to benefit Japanese car makers. Nobody really knows how long it will take to end this negotiation, but some analysts look at the example of 2019 when workers at General Motors spent 40 days in their strike. And one thing to keep in mind here is that the political climate is a little bit different from the last time. President Joe Biden just visited Michigan, and that will be followed by the visit by former President Donald Trump later today. And that underscores not only the importance of the state of Michigan in the election cycle, but also it shows the political atmosphere of the U.S. In the U.S. Ahead of the election year. And so basically people think that the labor unions is in a very good position in terms of negotiation, and that points to the possibility that the talk could last much longer than some investors expect. So investors think that this is clearly something to keep an eye on in coming weeks.
What about the other non-US car makers, Korean car makers and German car makers?
Right, yeah. So they are also likely to benefit, but if you look at numbers, Japanese car makers are by far the largest sort of foreign car makers in the US. They have a market share of about a third. That's more than, in terms of a unit, and that's double, more than double the numbers for Korean and German car makers. And also, the flip side of this coin is that for Japanese car makers, US is by far the most important market. For instance, for Subaru's receive 3/4 of its revenue from the US, and for Honda and Nissan, it's more than half. So what happens in the US market is critically important for Japanese companies, and therefore they are likely to be affected the most by what's going on at the US Big Three.